Hey everybody, it's Anch here with an Adobe Audition tutorial. Today we're going to turbocharge your workflow by taking your audio from recorded to final using as few steps as possible. Let's get started. First, I'm going to record a short sample. I mentioned this in another video, but I want to turn on the meters so I can see what the microphone is doing before I press record. Right-click, meter input signal, right-click, static peaks. I want everything to average at about minus 12 decibels with the peaks hitting at minus 6. This is my voice, only the pure, clear sound recorded for your ears. Recorded for your ears. After I recorded my clip, I'll record the room and microphone noise for about 5 to 10 seconds. We'll need this for noise reduction later. Here are the 5 steps: editing, noise removal, limiting, normalizing, and cleanup. Step 1 is editing. For this, I use 4 basic techniques. To delete audio, I'll make a selection by left-clicking, dragging, and pressing delete. I could add in an area by left-clicking, dragging, and pressing Ctrl-C to copy and Ctrl-V to paste. I'll remove dead air by left-clicking, dragging, and turning down the amplitude wheel. And the last step is to use fade-ins and fade-outs to perfect our edit. Audition lets you get really accurate, so be sure to zoom in and out. Make a selection, favorites, fade in, or fade out. Now I use these 4 techniques to process this clip, but I want to make sure I leave the noise print for now. Step 2, noise removal. We'll start by selecting the room noise. Right-click, capture noise print. Basically, you're telling Audition that this is what the noise sounds like. Left-click to deselect and press Ctrl-A to select all. Now we'll apply the noise reduction under Effects, Noise Reduction Restoration, Remove Noise. Now you're telling it to remove the noise print you selected from the track. If you remove too much noise, it can sound a bit processed, so I set my noise reduction to 25% at 10 decibels. Step 3, limiting. By looking at our audio, I can see where we have spikes. These spikes are eating up all our headroom and it's preventing us from getting the volume that we need. By looking at the screen, I can see that minus 15 seems like a good spot to limit to. The loudest parts will still be the loudest, just not by as much. Effects, amplitude and compression, hard limiter. Let's set the maximum amplitude to minus 15 and click apply. The next step is to normalize. We want the loudest part of this track to be exactly minus 6 decibels. Select all by pressing Ctrl-A. Effects, amplitude and compression, normalize to minus 6. Now we have a much healthier looking waveform. I use minus 6 because that gives us some headroom to mix in music and sound effects. Volume is additive, so if you normalize to 0 decibels and add another track with music or audio, it'll clip your output meter automatically and you'll have to fix it. The last step is cleanup. I'll remove what's left of the noise sample. I'll use the techniques in step 1 to remove any dead air, fix up timing, remove pauses, and make sure my starts and stops all fade nicely to 0 decibels. I try not to touch any part of the waveform where there's voice. It can end up sounding abrupt or processed. I know I'm barely scratching the surface of editing tools and processing techniques, but I hope it helps. If you want more quick tutorials, check out my channel. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.